Hello everyone, welcome to Rigged Elections, and today we are looking at the election of 1888. We are so close to the 1900s, guys. So this election is between the Republican Benjamin Harrison and incumbent President Grover Cleveland. Now, in the last part, 1984, it was between Cleveland and Blaine. And in that timeline, we saw a way that Blaine could have, overpowered Cleveland. And this time we're going to see if Cleveland can take down Harrison. Now, in real time, Grover Cleveland beat Benjamin Harrison in the popular vote, but he lost the electoral vote. He won the popular vote by about 100,000. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, as you can see on the top there, it's very close. And so, interesting fact, Benjamin Harrison is actually he is the grandson of the 9th president, William Henry Harrison, who died in office. So, and this is another one of the 5 elections where the popular vote winner was defeated. And the main issue of the day was free trade versus protectionism. Yeah, one of the big factors in this election was free trade. Grover Cleveland wanted free trade. And many American industries decided, well, as long as you put tariffs, if you put heavy tariffs on them, we'll be fine with it. They wanted to protect their interests. And James Blaine, they did consider that he should run again, but they opposed it because James Blaine didn't want to split the Republican Party with his issues, and so they just went with a safe choice and chose Harrison. And Harrison, he was kind of, I don't know. I don't really know much of Harrison's policies. I think he was more of a moderate, kind of like Cleveland. He's kind of a moderate Democrat. He did some things that I think a Republican, well, he was more of a libertarian, actually. He did a lot of libertarian issues when he was in office. But in this election, we'll see if Grover Cleveland could overpower Mr. Harrison over here. Now, another issue about this election, interestingly, right here in Indiana, I believe Harrison did win. That's his home state. People say he cheated. What was his name? The Secretary, Treasury for the Republican Party or something was like stealing. No, he was buying votes for Harrison in Indiana. And they caught him. They caught him in the act, and they were like, oh my God. So then they decided that after this election they would cast their ballots in secret instead of out in the open, because back then they used to cast their ballot out in the open, where everyone can see. It's like, oh, you voted for that guy? Hey, so am I. But nowadays, ever since then, we vote secretly. We vote in a booth, click the clicks, whatever. Write your name. Write the guy's name that you're voting for, all that stuff. But anyway, enough talk. Let's get into the election, shall we? Now, you know how we do this. We bring out the presidency website right here, because it has all the information of elections and other presidential stuff like executive orders and all that. But this is what the electoral map looked like. Obviously I have it blank, to fill in the new states. And as you can see, Harrison pretty much won all the north side, and Grover Cleveland kind of got into the north. He won Connecticut and New Jersey. So, But anyway, let's look at this election, shall we? Alabama and Arkansas. Grover Cleveland will win. So they will go blue, giving him a 17-0. Next up we have California and Colorado. California, really close. About 49 to 46. that's actually. And then Colorado, I don't think Grover Cleveland could have got that. So we're gonna give Grover Cleveland California because I think he would have been able to pull it off, and then we're gonna give Benjamin Harrison Colorado. So we make that blue, and then we make this red. So right now it's 25-3. Oops. Next up we have Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, and Georgia, and these are all states he's going to win. Now see, look at Connecticut right there. He won Connecticut by, oh god, what is that, 300 votes? That's less than 400 votes he won it by, but it's really close. But we're going to give it to him anyway. So Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, and Georgia. Florida, Georgia, Delaware, and Connecticut. Putting him at 50-3. And it's not looking good for Harrison right here. Now here's the big problem right here. Here's Illinois and Indiana. Below 50%. Harrison did not win the majority in those states. And they can easily go to Mr. Cleveland over here. Also, I was about to say Idaho, but that's not a state yet. Iowa could also go to Cleveland because a 52 majority, that's not really that big. But Kansas on the other fact, it's a 55, I don't think. I mean 182,000 to 102,000? Yeah, I don't think he can make up 80,000 votes at this time. 80,000 votes is probably nothing by today's standards, but back then it was probably a lot, so we're going to have all the ice. So Kansas is going to stay red, making it 12. So then you have Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. Grover Cleveland did win Indiana in the last election. In the official, the real election, not the altered, but yeah, he could have easily won those 3 states, I believe. And it's looking like a total blowout for Mr. Harrison right here. Next up we have Kentucky and Louisiana. Grover Cleveland's going to win those, no problem. Next up is Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota. So it seems like the M states, all the states with M's or whatever, I'm pretty sure Harrison's going to keep Maine. He's going to keep Minnesota. And that's about it. I think Grover Cleveland could take Massachusetts and Michigan. I mean, Massachusetts is a little too generous, I think, but a 53, I mean, that's not a big majority, but I think he could retake it. That's about 30,000 votes, and Massachusetts is very populated, so maybe he could swing some of those voters around. And Michigan was very close, about 20,000 or so, so Maine and Minnesota are going to stay in the Harrison column. But then you have Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, and Missouri. Oh, and Maryland as well. I do think I got all the M states, didn't I? Yeah, I believe so. And with all those M's, it brings him to 181-25. I don't have to tell you, Harrison, but he needs 20 electoral votes to win. And, yeah. But the votes were so close, I mean, it could have ended up like this. So anyway, next up we got Nebraska, Nevada, and New Hampshire. Grover Cleveland actually could have taken Nebraska. I mean, a 53-39. I mean, I think it's supposed to be 47, but I mean, that's about a 20,000 vote difference. Gee, no, actually, it's about 18,000, but no, it's 28,000. I don't know, maybe he could have taken Nebraska. He's not going to win Nevada. New Hampshire? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have taken New Hampshire. So Nevada is going to be red, Nebraska is going to be blue, and New Hampshire is going to be blue. Putting him at 190 to 28. Grover Cleveland needs 11. We got New Jersey, New York, North Carolina. He won North Carolina, New Jersey. I think he can flip New York and Ohio. So we come over here. He wins New Jersey. There you go. He wins North Carolina. He's at 210. He's the next president. But he also wins Ohio and New York. That puts him at 269 versus Harrison's 28. And this was a close election, let me tell you. There was a lot of states where no candidate won the majority in. And this is definitely one of those things right here. But yeah. So, yeah, Cleveland is going to be the president. There's 104 left undecided, but let's just see how big Cleveland's lead could have been, shall we? I mean, obviously, okay, so we did Ohio. Next is Oregon and Pennsylvania. Oregon, I'm not so sure about. I mean, when you round it, that's about a 54 advantage. And the votes was 33 to 26. I mean, he could take Pennsylvania. I mean, that's about a 53. He's about less than 100,000, like 80,000 votes behind. But that's a lot of votes in Pennsylvania right there. I'd probably say he could take it. Yeah, we'll give him Oregon, and then we'll give Cleveland Pennsylvania. That's about 31 to 299. And so next up we have Rhode Island. Yeah, we have Rhode Island. I think Harrison's going to keep that. South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. I do believe. Hang on. Yeah, Rhode Island. I was thinking South Carolina was Rhode Island for a minute. Tennessee and Texas. 333 to 35. Oh, man. Vermont, 71. I mean, you win 71% of the vote in a state, you're automatically going to win it. There's no way. That's like Wyoming. Republicans win Wyoming by like 80%. I mean, come on. It's not going to happen. Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin, they were all close. Cleveland barely won Virginia, West Virginia. And Harrison barely won Wisconsin. But for the sake of Cleveland, we're gonna make him keep West Virginia, and we're gonna tip him with Wisconsin. So the final vote is 39 to 362. This is how close the election was. And all the states that Cleveland won by 40% could have all went to Harrison as well, building up on Harrison's lead. And this was something. This is a pretty big alter to history. But yeah, guys, that's it for this election. Cleveland with the final vote with 362 electors, and Harrison with a pretty sad 39. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next election. See ya.